Niccolo found that other copy of Vigor to be able to rebench the Arceus and attach that to protect it even further.
I think Alexander might literally just have it in hand. The Collapsed Stadium, there's the Wyrdeer V. As long as there are enough energy cards in the deck, I think he has it right here. Primal Turbo can search right now. There's a bunch of Jet Energies, I think, a couple double Turbo Energies. Alexander is going for it. There's a couple onto the bench. Primal Turbo, once again, just got to make sure you do the math. It's a lot to think through with the double turbos reducing your damage, but I think there's going to be more than enough energy cards put into play here for this Wyrdeer to move to the active spot, Frontier Road, bringing all these other energy cards up to this Pokemon, and Psy Shield Bash getting through the massive 280 hit points of Arceus VSTAR. Alexander Flatos is the Sacramento Regional Champion.
GG, 12 energy total. That's 480 damage minus 6420 damage in that final turn. What a game we just saw. What a series.
Absolutely incredible. You have to imagine Alexander was feeling great after game one, and then that mood totally changed.
Makes you feel really nice.
It's always nice to lock it up, even if you feel like you can get to 600, just getting that extra little, insurance feels really nice. And here we go, Alexander just jumping so far ahead in game number one. Boss's orders to take not only an Arceus V out of play, but also a couple of energy cards. And Niccolo left reeling, tons of damage left in play. Thought he had a play where he could get the knockout this turn on the Arceus VSTAR, and unfortunately just maybe did the math a little bit wrong. It got super exciting when he found that Arceus VSTAR at the right time, right off the Bibarel, but just did not work out. Maybe if he had done the math, we could have seen that lost vacuum to get rid of that vengeful punch.
Indeed, that 10 damage of those V-Guards coming to play for both players, saving the Arceus V initially and then saving the Lugia VSTAR afterwards. And we saw Niccolo concede immediately after. He was going to be a little too far behind at that point.
Very reasonable concede, I think. We always talk about when is the right time to concede. It's definitely, time management is an important skill in the Pokemon TCG. You want to be aware of the clock, even though there was 75 minutes for Top Cut. Niccolo really did not have a realistic path to win. Wanted to make sure there would be plenty of time for a potential Game 2 and Game 3.
Indeed, and then this Game 2 was the complete opposite. We saw Alexander bench a Mew and pass, and then we saw the Mew go down, and we saw essentially a 3-minute game where Niccolo won and getting the dream set up, and then in this Game 3, it was a whole other story.
Yeah, Alexander went first, was definitely advantaged in that spot. Niccolo did not find the path to the peak. I mean, this matchup does look totally different if the path to the peak sticks in play. That's Niccolo's best chance. A pair of them were prized, made things a little more difficult. Alexander did not mind taking that extra 40 damage from the vengeful punch, and he just got a little too far ahead, able to KO that first Arceus V. Finding Boss's orders this turn to KO the Gyarados V, never having to deal with a VMAX. It's got 330 hit points. I don't think anyone wanted to mess with that if they didn't have to. And this was the winning play. Wyrdeer V moving all those energies to the active with the Frontier Road ability and Psy Shield Bash, dealing more than enough to take out this Arceus VSTAR.
I'm pretty sure before this weekend, Wyrdeer V could have been a 50 Definitely not on my bingo card if you had asked me before the event. I think 1 or 2 would have been expected, but such a dominant performance by Lugia this time around.
And there is our champion, Alexander Flatos, with the Lugia VSTAR, and Niccolo, our finalist, with Arceus VSTAR. Really, I feel like we should switch it. We need to get Gyarados VMAX up above the Arceus, right? That's the card that's most important in Niccolo's deck.